Yeah, I'm going to respond to Don in a language that he understands. So, Don, if you go on my channel, there's also video clips of me playing back in the day, really in terms of me doing things. Because you keep talking about video clips and, video clips.
I watched the games back, bro. I watched the games back.
You didn't watch the games back, bro.
He bought a season review.
You watched the 8-minute review of Maresca. I think I saw the same one that you watched. Little 8-minute
on coaches.
That video too, to be fair.
But also at the same time, for me, the yardstick for a big club like Chelsea, where you've had the Contes, the Mourinhos of this world, you need to be bringing in a Nagelsmann, someone of substance, someone who's been there and done it. You're bringing in Maresca, who the Leicester fans were happy to see leave. And Don, every time we speak is you just keep dropping down the ladder. Because today you're telling us about Harry Winks. Yeah? Harry Winks
falling out for them, bro.
We're chatting about him as if he's legitimate.
Bro,
Harry Winks is
hold on. This one
he's dusty in the bro.
No, Deji. How many games of Harry Winks did you watch of him last season?
Bro, bro, I've been watching Harry Winks.
Serious question. How many
I've
games
been watching Harry Winks all my life. Hold
on, let me say something.
I seen Deji. How many games of Winks he watches? Crazy.
I've watched this brother all my life.
Yes, you watched my Spurs.
He came through our youth academy. He's dusty. You know Sampdoria didn't play him, yeah? Sampdoria. You know they didn't play him.
Maresca played him, and he helped him get promoted. Bro, Maresca played Harry Winks, and he helped him get promoted. He was one of his key players.
Right. So that's it. Enough said.
So what is the point?
He was one of his key players, and he literally said, "This is the best coach that I've had." And you look
like, let me tell you why it's the best coach that he's had. Because
he got minutes.
I played him.
Because he got minutes. Because he played. He was playing in his career.
Bro,
and he was one of the key reasons. Hold on, let me finish. No. Because you're not doing a banner thing. He was one of the key reasons why. It was one of the key reasons why.
Let me be real. If I was under Pep and on the bench, and I was under you getting played week in, week out, I would say you're the best manager I've ever had. And in fact, everything coming out of your mouth, I fully understand. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, Maresca, as a Chelsea fan, the way you're shaking your bum violently for this brother means that you do not want your club to be successful. I need United to be back. I need Chelsea to be back so that the Prem is interesting. And bro, right now, both of your teams can't make top 4. So there's no point chatting to you both.
No, big up Georgie. Georgie's a Leicester fan, and I see him in my chat as well. Big up Georgie, yeah? They're laughing at Harry Winks. You told them, bro, he was one of your key players last season, bro. You told them because you were watching your team week in, week out. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And towards the end of that season, I spoke to some Leicester fans already. They spoke about how many big chances that Vardy, Daka, and all these guys kept missing, bro. You know, if you go check the underlying stats,
would you be happy if we sign Harry Winks?
But it's the chance creation that was
you know what I mean? The way you're going on, mate, you're suggesting that if Harry Winks rocks up under Maresca, we've got the new Makaleli role for Harry Winks.
We've got Enzo there who can replicate that role that Harry Winks played. Harry Winks did very well last season.
All right, say Enzo gets suspended for like 10 plus games or something because of everything that's gone on. You have Winks. Well, Lavia's never played a game for Chelsea for 20 minutes, so how can you guarantee he's fit?
What do you mean? How can I guarantee he's fit?
You cannot guarantee that Romeo Lavia will be able to play more than 2 games for Chelsea because he hasn't done it yet.
You can say that for any player.
No, I can't because I can guarantee that some players play more than 2 games for Chelsea.
Why did Lavia play the most minutes for any under 20 in the league before he joined Chelsea?
Well, now look at him. He played
because he joined a club that was riddled with injuries and a shit medical team and a shit manager that kept
riddled with injuries, Don. But that ain't where we need to
spoken about this before about how Poch was affecting a lot of these injuries, bro. I was at the game when Lavia came on against Palace, and it came out after that Poch's team got told he's not ready, but they still played him, and he ended up getting injured elsewhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand how you're backing Lavia to do that job when you literally haven't seen him play for Chelsea. And what did you do? Buy Southampton's DVD of the season to watch their games?
I watched him at Southampton, maybe. And how many top clubs wanted this guy? Like, wait. Because I haven't seen him for Chelsea, I can't use my ball knowledge about what I've seen from.
Well, I could have told you that Torres was decent at Liverpool, mate, and then look what happened.
But hold on, Dan. So I don't get this logic then. So I can't talk about what Lavia can bring to the team because he's never really played for us. Is that what
I just don't think you have any evidence to base it off at Chelsea.
I do have evidence, clear evidence of
training
him playing in the Prem for Southampton, and I believe that he can replicate that similar sort of level at Chelsea and only get better. That's why Liverpool wanted him.
There's absolutely no guarantees.
That's why Chelsea wanted him. That's why Chelsea wanted this guy. Like he got scouted by a guy that brought in Cole Palmer. So I don't get why you're being negative about being pessimistic about Lavia as if he's not a baller.
I just don't think you have any evidence to suggest that he's going to perform for Chelsea next season when he can't even get himself on the pitch.
And let's be real, Dewsbury Hall next season is going to.
We might as well not have this conversation then. If you're not optimistic about the season and people not staying fit, let's not have this conversation then.
I'm just being realistic, mate. We had over 20 injuries at one point last season.
And we've now changed the medical team. And if you go check Leicester's injury record last season, for me, it was very good because of the possession style football where you're not running about in chaos, running about up and down playing ping pong football. That's why Arsenal barely had any injuries. That's why Man City barely had any injuries. You know what I'm saying? And if you go check, what's his name? James Justin and Ricardo Pereira. Bro, their injury records ain't great, especially Ricardo Pereira. Not one injury between them last season. Not one, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think the style of play helped them with that, So one of the key things that they even spoke about when they brought in Maresca is they're looking for a manager that's got a background of having a good injury record. Because we're riddled with injuries, Dan, like you're saying.
So what, I understand why you're being skeptical. And like 10 games.
I understand why you're being skeptical, but before Lavia joined Chelsea, the guy literally played the most minutes for any under 20 in the league, bro. It was definitely a Chelsea problem when he came to the club.
No, he came injured.
So I actually like Lavia. I think he's a good player. I thought he was quality at Southampton. I think it was the season before last where they beat us. We drew 3-3. He was unbelievable in my opinion, right? So I think he's a good player. However, and I'll let you come in on this as well, Dan, right? Because I've got to see this Maresca more at Chelsea before I start to get too excited if I'm a Chelsea fan. I've got to say, I don't know if he's going to be good. I don't know if he's going to bang. I don't know if it's going to be absolute hell and he's going to do worse than Poch or Potter. I have absolutely no idea. So I've got to give it more time. But Don seems pretty excited. But Dan, you're not so sure, bruv. So to explain.
It's not that, look, I understand the positives of him coming in. I think he is more suited to the squad. I hear that. I think Pochettino was a disaster from day one. I don't think it was ever going to work. Where I think the board have messed up is straight away Pochettino was a bad appointment because of the links to Spurs. They've kind of repeated themselves a little bit here because it's underwhelming again, the fact that we're talking about a guy with one season that's positive in the Championship. Don't get me wrong, he's won a trophy, but he did it with a Leicester team that absolutely would have won the trophy with pretty much any other manager. I think Pochettino would have won himself.
When Leicester went down, they were shocking. He had to rebuild that
they lost 17 games. They lost wasn't it 17-point lead or something last season? They dropped.
But when Leicester went down, they were shocking. With that logic, why didn't Leeds come straight back up then? Why didn't Leeds come straight back up then? If it's so easy, why didn't Leeds do it? They had a lot of Premier League players still there. Why didn't they?
What I'm saying is, hang on, I haven't finished. Don't worry about Leeds. I'm not bothered about Leeds. They went up in the playoffs. Leicester very nearly ended up there, but obviously, and you have to praise Maresca for this, positively turned it around for them at that point last season when they were in a questionable patch of form. So fair play to that. The issue is, though, I have no evidence of him in top flight football in terms of the Premier League or other Serie A. If he was there, I'm sure he was Serie B maybe with Palmer. How are you forming an argument to suggest that he is going to be this really positive, great appointment for Chelsea when you've literally not even seen us play a pre-season game yet? I just think you're jumping the gun a little bit because you want to get your opinion out there first.
I can use Poch and the basic mistakes the guy kept making consistently that me and you have spoken about.
I don't disagree with that.
They got you to finish sixth.
I don't see Maresca making the same level of basic mistakes at a consistent level as Poch. Right, Poch kept making those mistakes because he didn't know how to work with a team.
The main thing for me, he's not going to make those mistakes.
The main thing for me, right? Your belief is different to mine, clearly, right? My belief is that Maresca will know how to work with a team, which will lead to less basic mistakes like what Poch was making. That's my belief.
Mate, why did Pochettino not make those mistakes in his career at Tottenham? So why did he make them at Chelsea? It's the same argument.
The team was mismatched, bro. He was trying to play ping pong football with technical players.
How is the squad still not mismatched?
Because Maresca is a possession style manager, and the players that we've brought are technical players that want to play possession style football. I've answered that 1,000,001 times.
So you think just because of that reason alone, we're in for a positive season, and Maresca is the answer to all the issues that we had last season?
You've got the little intangibles in the game. If we don't start off the season well, how's he going to bounce back from it? Because he's at a big club. The pressure comes into it. They're the little intangibles, of course. You know what I'm saying? Something else happens during the season, as mad as what's happened with Enzo. How's he going to deal with the management and dealing with the harmony in the team? These are all things that you've got to take into place. But the main thing for me is what I'm seeing on the pitch. And what I want to see on the pitch...
What have you seen?
Is a good note. What I want to see on the pitch is a good style of football. And I believe he can bring that to Chelsea.
But you don't even know if he's going to play a good style of football yet. You can predict that he might, but you still don't know. Any Leicester fan I've spoken to said it was boring last season.
Yeah, well, it was possession style football. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't mean it's a good style of football.
Possession style football. A lot of people think that what Pep does is boring as well. A lot of people think what Arteta does is boring as well. It is one Pep. How many trophies?
Robotic football is boring, but it doesn't mean that you don't.
Yeah, I hear you on that, Staffy. By the way,
and in terms of how they were attacking, it was very exciting. When I'm seeing Mavididi, Fatau, they're just gone signing permanently as well.
Yeah, but mate, they're attacking against Plymouth Argyle defenders.
Yeah, Don. Actually, I wanted to judge slightly here and
you're just moving the goalposts. You can only play who's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if it's so easy, Leeds will come straight back up.
Don't do that.
Wait, Don. So let me say something, because I hear your point, by the way, and I quite understand everything you're saying. But I also hear what Dan is saying, and his point is that, like, and this, by the way, this has been proof for years that you don't necessarily go into a new team, a new league, a new country, whatever it is, and you transition, even though you could have been good before you went there. So like what Dennis is trying to say is like, okay, you're telling me he plays possession-based style football. You have possession-based players. He will instruct them better than Poch did. For that reason, they should play better. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of tangibles around instructing a team how to play football. So he could be a good coach. But will he be able to transition that from a Leicester team to this Chelsea team? Will he be able to translate that from lesser players to bigger players on bigger wages, bigger egos, maybe not necessarily the same type of players that they had in Leicester? Also, his point is that the opposition is different. That doesn't mean, by the way, that I discredit anything Maresca did in his old team. Because I'll tell you what, there's been strikers as an example, and I just think this is like an easy analogy to use, that banged in certain teams, scored like 20 goals, and they moved to a big team, but they weren't able to translate these goals in a bigger squad. Now, obviously, it's not a parallel comparison, because I'm comparing a player to a manager, but that also shows that players could actually play very good in a lesser side, go to a bigger side, and they kind of struggle. And that doesn't discredit what they did before to that team. It just means something happened along the way where they're not able to translate that. I don't know if Maresca could come in and translate that football to these players until I see it. That's not me saying that he won't be able to, but I don't know, because I don't know how he'll be able to communicate his instructions.
That's where I'm at.
We've seen it with Ten Hag.
I agree.
Ten Hag with lesser players in Ajax played much better football, came to a different league, and he was not able to communicate it. One of his issues about it was literally communication, as in talking to his team. So that's what I'm saying. We don't know that. This is why I understand.
Deji's got to go. So Deji's got to go in a minute. So quickly, Deji.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with Staffy. Thank you so much. Because look, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't shake my bum. Yeah, we can't shake our bum violently for this brother, because I don't know if I would listen to Maresca. I'm not sure if I would, as the way that I played my game. So I can see Don is being really optimistic, but winning the championship, bringing in Dewsbury Hall, all of this stuff, there's nothing to be excited about. For me, nothing has changed. At least with Man United, we're seeing some elements of an improvement. You know, Staffy gave a persuasive argument. I have not seen an improvement from Chelsea. I'm seeing a backward step. Pochettino might not have been the right person at first, but he was getting it going towards the end of the season. And I still think it's a madness that you got rid of him while he seemed like he started to get the lads cooking. Now you got this brother in who would not. Look, one thing I know about the Prem, how many managers that we don't know their name are able to go into a big club and change them around? Not many. I've not seen it happen often. Most players respect big managers. Maresca is not a big manager. So for me, I don't know if I respect Maresca, and I'm being real. So I'm just saying, I don't think Chelsea have done enough. And I agree. Look, there's a guy in the chat, Georgie, who's basically saying you're better off investing in a pillar, because that's what Chelsea fans have signed up. Conte 5.0. It's going to be some of the dustiest thing we've ever seen in our lives. So for me, I hope, Don, for your sake, that Chelsea, that Maresca pulls a rabbit out the hat. But for me, I just feel like all the omens tell us that it's going to be another dusty season for Chelsea.